What do the following songs have in common? The answer is Jeff Porcaro. That's right, this man right here was the studio drummer on each of those recordings. While mainly recognized as the drummer for Toto, Jeff has also played for Michael McDonald, Cher, Michael Jackson, Boz Scaggs, and Steely Dan. He's been around the block, you could say. But what really makes me appreciate Jeff as a drummer is his approach to music and his style of a drumming. Jeff is a studio drummer by all accounts, and when I say that, I don't mean he's only good in the studio. He's played live too many times to count. Why, here is him tearing it up for Mr. Scaggs back in the day. Let me give you an example. On the song I Keep Forgetting by Michael McDonald, Jeff noticed that the beat deserved a 16th note pattern. Most drummers would acknowledge that 16th notes can easily be played with two hands, but what Jeff picked up on was a subtle difference between a two-handed 16th note and a single-handed. I'll let Jeff take it from here.
For instance, a Mike McDonald record, I Keep Forgetting. I tried doing the alternating stroke method of doing 16ths, and it sounded just too stiff and staccato for me. To give you an example. Compared to
And so, what you end up with is a smooth as butter 16th note single-headed pattern that is somehow both extremely funky and consistent. And to me, this is what defines Jeff Porcaro's drumming, is his single-handed 16th note pattern. Even he said it's extremely difficult to pull off, and he would hope that if he was ever touring with a band, they would not start off with a song that consisted with this pattern, because it's quite the workout on the wrists. Here he is using this technique on Georgie Porgy.
It's not your situation, I just need contemplation.
Extremely funky and consistent. Those are the words I would describe Jeff. Not only that, but he seems like a genuinely nice and humble guy.
I would also like to thank Richie Honori and Joe Porcaro for their technical assistance, Bill Schnee for engineering, and Mike Porcaro and David Garfield for being in the rhythm section.
For me, when I think of Jeff, I think of a studio drummer that bands would go to when they needed someone they could count on. Someone with loads of experience in the field, and someone who would play for the music. You always hear the term great drummer and what makes a great drummer. But, as the great senpai instructor of drumming says,
so a good drummer is a drummer who knows how to play, number one, for the music. The most important thing in playing music is not the singer, although most of the time the singer tries to make you believe that that's the most important thing. Okay? It's not the singer, it is not the guitarist, it's not the bassist, it's not the keyboardist, it's not the drummer, it's the song. Okay? So your job as a musician, whether it be a singer or a drummer, is to serve the song or the music. Serve the music. And when I say serve the music, you play to what the music requires.
and that's what I think when I think of Jeff Porcaro. I think he's one of the whitest looking dudes that just so happens to be capable of producing quite possibly the funkiest drum beats of all time. You see, for me, when I think of people inviting Jeff to play on their tracks, I think of it like you're inviting a professional to the scene, like a good detective arriving at the case. You know that this detective is going to look up all the facts of the case, and most importantly, they're going to offer a solution that is incredibly unique and well respected. And that's what makes Jeff such a great drummer, is his tenacity to approach music in the way that respects both the band's sound and to achieve what I would call the perfect recording.
Now, when I come up with a pattern for a new song that I've heard for the first time, I pay close attention to the bass part, any vocal that's there, meaning really paying attention to the phrasing of the vocalist, and that pretty much will dictate the time and the groove.
So that's pretty much it. I'm just bringing awareness to the great Jeff Porcaro. You've heard his songs before, but did you ever know that it was actually him behind the kit? Well, hopefully now you will know, and now you will appreciate it just a little bit more. Rest in peace, Jeff, you absolute legend.